This week we have National 4-H Week, and we're here with Maddie, Zoe, and Emmy. Emmy and Zoe are Cloverbud 4-H'ers, and they are not quite old enough to be in the program, but they see just as much. Maddie's a senior 4-H'er, and he's here to share us with all of her 4-H experiences. During National 4-H Week, if you would like to share some of your 4-H experiences, you can use hashtag #IamForH. So let's get started. Zoe, I understand you went to 4-H camp this summer. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I went to a swimming pool, and I had a really great time, and I had fun, and I ate at the cafeteria, and I had a great time doing all that stuff and doing all what.
So you went swimming. Did you get to play some fun swimming games like Marco Polo? No? You just went swimming. Okay. And did you get to go dancing?
Yes.
Because there was a dance. Did you have fun doing that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun. Did you make lots of counselor friends?
Yes.
Awesome.
Who was your favorite counselor friend?
Was it me? It was Jay, wasn't it? You're not going to say because you don't want him to see this and get mad at you. Okay.
I don't know any who those people are.
You don't know who those
You
people
don't know
are?
who Vinny is?
Oh, I do.
Okay, so we'll just say that I'm your favorite.
Okay.
High five. All right. So, Emmy, I understand that you are interested in doing Milkmake this year. Could you tell us a little bit about what that is?
It's a smoothie making competition, I think. And I've been practicing at home with my friends, and I always taste it once I'm done, and it tastes really good. So I'm interested in it because I like making smoothies.
Awesome. So, is there a certain ingredient that you like strawberries or raspberries?
My favorite ingredient is bananas.
Bananas? Bananas are my favorite too. Awesome. Maddie,
Yes.
you've been in 4-H for a really long time.
Yes, I remember when I won Milkmake.
You remember when you won Milkmake?
Yes. Blueberries.
Blueberries. So, how long ago was that?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. I guess I was a little bit older than Emmy and Zoe, so I was 10, so 6 years ago?
6 years ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
that makes me seem old.
Yeah, it does.
I'm a senior 4-H'er.
So, in 4-H, what experiences have you had?
Through 4-H, I've had lots of experiences. I've never gone to 4-H camp, but I've gotten a feel for the camp experience by going to DPA, which is a three-day experience at Rock Eagle where you do a speech presentation also.
Awesome. What other presentations and competitions have you done with 4-H?
Oh, we do every year. There's so many. There's Cotton Bowl and there's peanut nutrition for the littler guys. I don't participate in peanut nutrition unless I'm a judge. So, what else is there? Vinny's done a lot. Vinny was a camp counselor.
Okay. So, while at 4-H camp, we got to do lots of awesome things like go swimming, canoeing, archery, and many other things like that. And we got to teach kids how to swim. There was one boy, his name was Nasik, and I taught him how to swim one day, along with many other boys. And that was probably the best experience in 4-H that I've ever had, was to see the 4th and 5th graders' smiles on their face just to be there and have such an awesome time, because for a lot of them, it's their first time away from home in that sort of setting. So, along with camp, we have high venture camps where you get to do whitewater rafting and that sort of stuff, and a lot of hardcore camping experiences. and also consumer judging. Could you tell us a little bit about that one, Maddie?
Oh, consumer judging is a competition throughout the 4-H, like the state, and it is where the state or national 4-H picks 4 objects, and you basically learn about those objects. So last year it was jeans and iPads and sports drinks and bank accounts. And the bank accounts was kind of boring, but it taught us a lot about, like, when I opened up a checking account, it taught me a lot about how to look at things and to judge and base my decisions off of. Just through 4-H, I learned, like, what to expect out in the real world, basically.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for telling us all about your 4-H experiences. Thank you, Maddie, for being in 4-H this long. And that's all we have for you today. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Remember, hashtag #IAM4H.
Yeah. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, sparkles next Sunday.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. Now, we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. Now, you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm gonna feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Hi, we're with the adults of 4-H in the Extension office. Mr. Neal is with us. I'm Maddie Barcelona, and we will be questioning Miss Kim and Miss Kathleen, the 4-H Extension ladies. So, I will start with Mr. Neal. How long have you been volunteering with 4-H, and what is your role with the Extension office?
Well, my name is Neil Tarver, and I am the Horticulture and Natural Resources Agent for Cobb County Extension. But as a member of the Extension staff, I work somewhat with 4-H as a adult male chaperone when they do overnight trips. I go twice a year with them to District Project Achievement, DPA, and then I also go with them during Cloverleaf Summer Camp for a week during the summer at Rock Eagle usually.
Awesome. One of my questions that I like to ask is, what impact do you think 4-H has on the kids?
Oh, I think it has a tremendous impact. It's so amazing to see the changes, the growth, you know, people blossom and come alive. This past summer when we were at Rock Eagle, there was a boy with us, and they're 4th and 5th graders who had never been home before, and he was so homesick the first couple of days, and by Friday, the last day, he hated to go home. And then I've been doing this since I've been with Extension in 2006, and I've seen some of the Cloverleafs, 4th and 5th graders, grow up and become team leaders or work at the camp as a counselor, and I've even seen some of them, you know, go off to college and become responsible citizens and everything. It's a tremendous growth process.
Well, I'm a senior 4-H'er, and I remember you at my first DPA, so that was my first away from home experience, and I can remember Mr. Neal and Miss Kim being there, so, and Mr. G. Miss Kim
Yes.
and Miss Kathleen, you can answer this too. What impact do you think 4-H has on families?
first, Maddie, I would like to thank you for interviewing us. It's always a wonderful opportunity when we can have our 4-Hers take on the leadership role, and I think this is a great example of you all doing that, so thank you. Now, the impact of 4-H and families, towards families, I think it has a tremendous impact. We've seen, and I've been doing this, December 2014 will make 9 years for me, and I've seen many families come through the program, and not only just one child, but several children. So they've graduated out of the program, and I've seen the relationship building in that process. I've seen families unite to do community services together. It's just a wonderful outlet for families. I've seen parents. I've really gotten close to parents and talked to them about their child's, youth development process, and share some of the excitements that are going on in each household's life, like some of the successes of a child maybe completing some type of training, or just got selected to be a part of the Honor Society. So we share those experiences, or just even a success of, if it's the younger ones, they learned how to ride a bike. We hear stories like that, and it may seem small sometimes, but it's very rewarding for us as a 4-H staff that our families come to us and share their successes that they have going on in their house. So yeah, it's really big for us.
Miss Kathleen, do you have anything to add to that?
Just that we may not advertise our events as family activities, but they really are. It's like family programming. So the adults, be it an aunt, uncle, mom, dad, grandma, grandfather, they can get involved with our activities as adult volunteers, or even just supporting the youth in our programs. So.
I remember the first Tuesday of the month was our first county council, and as every first Tuesday of the month is, but this past county council I noticed a lot more family members there, so that was really cool. It wasn't just the kids, it was like the grandparents and the aunts and uncles, so that was really cool. Let's see, one of the things, the reason why we're here is National 4-H Week, so Miss Kim, could you explain that a little better?
Sure. National 4-H Week is huge. From October 4th through October 11th, we'll be celebrating National 4-H Week all across the country. And this is where 4-Hers share their successes through their respective counties, their programs, their different activities. So in Cobb County, we do have, for our National 4-H Week, we offer County Council, which is our monthly meetings held the first Tuesday of every month. So we will have our County Council meeting on October 6th, and that's where for those who are interested in participating in our 4-H program, or just want to know a little bit more about Cobb County 4-H, they can come out. It's from 6:30 until 8 o'clock, again the first Tuesday of every month, and if they want additional information about 4-H Week or National 4-H Week, they can contact our office at 770-528-4070. And for those of us who are technically savvy, you can hashtag #IAM4H, and you can learn more about what's going on not only in Cobb County or in the state of Georgia, but you may see some images of 4-Hers all across the country hashtagging #IAM4H. This is a wonderful opportunity to promote this organization targeting youth ages 9 to 12th graders. So youth all over this country that's a part of 4-H will be actively participating in some type of program acknowledging their 4-H program for that county or state.
So it's basically the biggest promotion of the year for 4-H.
You know what, Maddie? That's a great way to describe it. It's and this is where you can find 4-H activities that suits you. So you can go online and look for different 4-H programs. And this is another opportunity to learn all about 4-H. 4-H has so many components to it. You can do as little as you want to, but we encourage our 4-Hers and families to do as much as they want to in the program. So this is a great opportunity to learn all about what's going on. And in addition to National 4-H Week, we do have National 4-H Science Day on rockets. So rockets will be launched, our rocketry, all of that will be launched that week. And so Wednesday, of that week will be the National 4-H Science Day. So that's going to be a great, another great activity that's sponsored by 4-H all throughout the nation.
Awesome. 4-H is a big success, has a big success rate with public speaking and like the consumer sciences. Could you list a couple of things that the Cobb County offers? Because I know the kids we're talking about with Vinny, but to give a little bit more information of a adult view, that would be great.
Okay. Public speaking is a huge component of 4-H. Anything that we do, we encourage our 4-Hers to talk about it. And this is so that we can get them accustomed to speaking in front of a group of unfamiliar faces. And if whenever they pursue higher education, it will become a no-brainer for them. The fear will be removed, the arms will be removed. So we want to practice speaking in public at all times, and that's one of the hugest components, or one of many huge components in 4-H. So we offer what we call Project Achievement, which is a public speaking competition, and it's for grades 4th all the way up to 12th. And this is where youth of all ages can choose a topic of interest, and depending on their age group, they can speak on it. If it's for our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, they can choose a topic of interest and speak on it for 5 to 8 minutes. And if it's for our older ones, 7th through 12th graders, they do a 2-part component, which is a mini resume of their project, which is called a portfolio. And then they actually do the speaking competition, where we take them to Rock Eagle 4-H Center in March for a weekend stay so they can compete in their respective areas. So 4-H is public speaking is huge in 4-H. A lot of the activities that we offer encourages for public speaking. Our Milkmaid competitions, I think the young ones, our Clover Buzz, were talking about the Milkmaid competition and the Peanut Nutrition competition earlier. And as Vinny was stating, as he hosted earlier, his experience with Project Achievement, all of those are part of that public speaking opportunity. So we definitely want to engage our young people in just becoming comfortable and familiar with when it's time to speak in front of a group of people.
Okay. My last question, and we'll wrap up, is your favorite 4-H memory, and that goes out to all three of you. Miss Kathleen's can be her first DPA with me and Vinny, of course, but that's just a suggestion.
Well, I do love how you won your award at DPA, and I said, Maddie, I've got to get a picture, and you're like, you struck your pose.
Picture taken, so it was
awesome.
because it was your first time. Don't expect it next year.
My favorite 4-H memory, gosh, I think just really a culmination of seeing the kids open up, seeing every kid just take that little step towards opening up and being more confident. Mm-hmm. So I love that. I'm going to do that.
Yep. Okay. For me, and I'm like Miss Kathleen, I think it's a culmination of so many activities. I can't just pinpoint one favorite moment. I think it's when the light bulb goes off, and we're fortunate enough to have those moments, or when we feel like they got it. You know, if it's teaching an etiquette class and we actually bring out food and sit down and eat and teach the lesson while they're eating, they get it. And then they come back and say, well, Miss Kim, I went out to a restaurant and I used some of the tips that I learned during our etiquette class. Or when it's the public speaking, or better yet, when we're in our schools implementing our Earth and Life Science curriculum, and teachers say that students recognize some of the science questions on CRCT from our 4-H program leader. So those are moments where they get it and we get excited. And you know, we always get confirmation moments that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And when I get those confirmation moments, like you interviewing us, that makes me excited. And I can go on and on and on about, you know, the happy moments for Miss Kim, because I share them a lot with you all. But it's just the moments when you get it, and it's so much bigger than the words. You get it, you know. So, yeah.
Mr. Neal?
Well, in my limited experience traveling on some of the overnight trips, I think it's been some of the places we go. For the most part, Cloverleaf Summer Camp is at Rock Eagle 4-H Center, but one year we went to Burton 4-H Center, which is down on Tybee Island, and that was really a blast because we got to play out in the ocean, and we spent one day where we took all the 4-Hers to Savannah and some other sightseeing trips. So getting around like that is always fun.
Awesome. Well, I'll give it to Miss Kim, and she can sign off with some contact information for all these fun 4-H events.
Wonderful. Well, Maddie, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to interview us, you and Vinny. We greatly appreciate it. And for those who would like to know more information about Cobb County 4-H or even Cobb County Cooperative Extension, please feel free to contact our office at 770-528-4070 or visit our website at www.cobbextension.com. And for those of you who are interested in National 4-H Week, don't forget to hashtag #IAM4H. Thank you for joining Cobb's Extension Network. You all have an awesome week.
The land-grant university system was created to advance agricultural and mechanical sciences 150 plus years ago. And we realized that some of the research that was coming from out of the land grants, it was not reaching the people. So the Smith-Lever Act was passed 100 years ago. The purpose of that act was to create the Cooperative Extension Service, which was to take the research that was created by the land-grant universities and actually give it to the people who could use it.
And so that was the genesis for the creation of the Extension Service, or the Cooperative Extension Service, as it was called at that time. It was to take the research-based information from the university, from that land-grant school, and get it to the people who need it so that they could use it to improve their lives, their economy, and to improve agriculture.
Well, I lived on a farm until I went off to be in the Navy and to go to college. And my father was a very fine and aggressive farmer. And of course, the source of our advice when Daddy wanted to do something better or learn about a new species of peanut or cotton or corn was to go to the Extension Service. And they gave him whatever advice he needed. And it was just like a constant source of inspiration and advice and counsel, and sometimes correction when he was doing something wrong. And as I grew older and when I came back from the Navy and spent the next 17 years as a full-time farmer, I saw firsthand the great value of what the Extension Service offered to everyone in our county, not just farmers, but everybody in the merchants and others who did business with farmers and depended on agricultural income.
My earliest experience with the Cooperative Extension Service came as a result of joining the 4-H Club when I was probably in a middle school age group. They encouraged us to participate in competitions, and we had to learn our various project areas and make presentations in the local and the district competitions. And also, I began to show livestock as a part of my 4-H project and continued to do that for a number of years. So the Cooperative Extension Service and its supervision of 4-H was an important part of my younger years.
I serve Fulton County. It's a large county. We don't have that many farmers, but we have a lot of people. And we have a lot of families that just simply need help. So Extension brings that human touch to our community. We answer the questions directly. We give it to you in a manner that you can understand and you can use, and you can apply it immediately. So Extension is kind of like that friend next door. You may not talk to them every day, but you're really glad that they're there.
One of the advantages that we have is that we're always on the cutting edge of the newest information, the newest research that's coming out of the University of Georgia. And we are a direct source that our clients can come to find that information. We're a filter for that information, and we are able to explain it in a way that people can use it for practical everyday application, whether it's on the farm, in their families, or in their communities.
An increasingly important element of Georgia's and America's total production of food will have to be designed toward meeting the needs of our own country and other nations more than it has been in the past. So I think the gamut of influence of Extension Service, I don't think has been minimized in recent modern days, but I think the opportunities to expand their influence has been greatly increased now and I believe in the future.
I think the future for cooperative extension across the nation is very strong, and I know in our state it is.
The simple problems in agriculture have been solved, and they've been solved for the last 100 years or so. Only complex problems remain. Our researchers on our land-grant universities working in multidisciplinary teams will provide solutions for these complex and complicated problems. But how you transfer that information back to the farmer, back to the agribusiness, back to the family or the youth development specialists through 4-H is going to be very different. That's where cooperative extension has always been good. That's what their strength is, and that's where we see them being so important in the future.
We're continuing to see evolution in the production of agricultural products, and I expect that to continue. We will probably have fewer farms, but larger farms. And the Cooperative Extension Service certainly has a role to play in that new structure. They've adapted very well to the changing circumstances and the changing economy of our country over the last 100 years, and I have every reason to believe that they will continue to do that here in Georgia for the next 100 years.
The most rewarding part of my job is being able to help people and provide current research-based information for our clients. They come to us over and over for that information because they see us as the #1 source of information that they can rely upon, whether it's for their farm, their agribusiness, or for their families.
Real life changes. Extension brings real life changes, and being that agent in the community, on the ground, being that agent to serve is a pretty miraculous thing.
In all the ways that I had an early developmental life in earning a living and learning how to live as a productive citizen, I would say the Extension Service had a major beneficial effect on me.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at fatherhood.gov.
Lead paint poisoning affects 1 million children today. If you're pregnant or have young children and your home was built before 1978, you could be at risk. Learn how to protect your family. To find your home's danger zones, the health effects, or just to find help, log on to leadfreekids.org.